Good evening, everybody. It's been so long since I've been live. Hope I'm doing it right. Let me make sure I've got this thing open. Okay, good. There's only one person watching. Okay. It's probably because of it's late. I want to talk about a few things. First is the CIA document disclosure that is, absolutely amazing. And I've listed down in the show more notes that SMQ AI and Beyond the Veil have both covered the document. It's a 28-page document that is from June 9th, 1983, I believe. And Beyond the Veil covered it in October. But they did it in one huge 4.5 hour, there it all is. Where SMQ is putting it in more digestible. So I linked all three of his down below. So this really is not going to be about that, except for the fact that they're putting the information out, and I would call that disclosure. Some kind of soft disclosure or disclosure of any way is disclosure, and letting us know, oh, I got a, what do you call it? Technical issue. Anyways, I also want to start this out by doing an unboxing. I've had this for a while and I've been wanting to do it live, and because I want to start using it, but I wanted to show gratitude, and hopefully she'll see it later because I think she's more of a day person. But I got, let's see, I'm gonna have to go over to so we can see it well. It's boxed and it's handmade with love, and thanks a million, and on the back it says and they loved happily ever after. And so in an inside it's got thank you and all kinds of these just little love notes. Okay. And it came in this really cute little bag, and I haven't even opened it. And the instructions. And this came from T. Taylor. She has a channel and she talks about crystalline DNA and the changes that we're going through. So let's open this up so we can see what isn't that pretty wrapping? And even the wrapping says made just for you. And it's Oramus. It's this little powder stuff, and I'm gonna have to read the directions. Aw, it says to Michelle from the Crystalline Network, and she makes this herself. It's got all these little ribbons and stuff around it, but I'll read the directions. I believe it is to be ingested and kind of like a vitamin, but it does all kinds of things with replacing things in our body. So that's one of the first things I wanted to do, is show this so I can start using it and give her a great, a big thank you. Let me set that down there and go back over to the live chat. Okay. So thank you, Tony. Now, I want to talk about some of the postings that I've been putting up for people that what I want you to do is to really examine it, for gematria, for where we can see date slip ups. I know men know a lot about cars. Hey, Dead GPK, how's my sound? Is my sound okay? I didn't even check and see, I could be sitting here talking and my sound may not even be on. Okay, I know there's a delay, so I'll just keep going until you tell me that you can't hear me. Okay, thank you. So, you know, they released this document, and it talks about remote viewing. It talks about many of these spiritual things that we've had going on within our awakening process. And it's something that the CIA used in the intelligence department. I don't know how many of you followed along with the Farsight experiment, but he was actually in the CIA group until they decided that was pretty much a useless department, but it's really not a useless department. They could observe and, you know, without them being seen, because they're actually remote viewing. And it talks about out-of-body experiences, and it also talks about things that, you know, we talk about, which is, this is one big matrix, holographic universe, electrical universe. And what I wanted to get into is I got some captures that I want to share with you guys. So all the information, like I said, about that document is down below. So let me show you. All right, there's the toroidal field. I want to start with the 33. So I'm going to disappear. Okay, as you're looking at the 33, okay, we're looking at the chakra system and the 33, which would mean to me, when as I look at that we're looking at things outside of us to define us. So the openings are open. Okay, so it's just something to think about, you know. I think it's even in scripture where it says that they invert things to esteem it as the potter's clay. So you know, remember to invert things. So if you change that and turn it around correctly, you're looking at the 8, okay, which means that it is going circular around and within you. Let me go back where I can see the chat, because it is everything we need is within us. And if we're seeking outwardly to define us, we're making a mistake, because we actually define what's going on outwardly through our perception, through our observation. And you know, if we have an opening or a gap in this, then we're still letting in outside influences, and that's including my perspectives. We want to, you know, be strong with finding our way within ourselves. You can get help from others, share experience with one another, but ultimately the work has to be done by the individual. And so therefore you're forming a, you know, even if you start with this small 8 and then you stretch it out, and then let me pull up the next image that I wanted to share with you, which is our toroidal field. And that, you know, okay, we're beyond the 8 now, and you can see the toroidal field, how it is stretching out and beyond us. So now we're not just doing the 8 within ourselves, we are affecting we are in the center, and then we are reflecting out and what is going on around us within at least a 5 to 6 foot radius. So we're not defenseless, we're not helpless, we just are, you know, needing the understanding. And what got me so excited about them releasing or finding these documents released by the CIA, which that document is also linked below, them releasing that to the public means they've known about it for a while and trying to control it. Hi Josie, hi Raleigh. There are some late nighters. So they've known about it, and through frequency and television and things like that, they've tried to influence us so we stay at a 33, looking outwardly to define what's going on inside, where that's just going to cause us depression and sadness and make you feel small. When in truth, we're eights, we're infinite, and we get that circle going. It could be just as small as circling around your heart through your mind, and then we go out into this toroidal field around us, and then we bloom out into this huge flower of life. And we do this naturally because that is our essence, that is our state of being. We overlap each other, and once everybody gets to know this very information about themselves, it's gonna flow so wonderfully. I mean, I can see it. I can see this happening. I also see so many people walking into their gifts of feeling other people's suffering, or with their empath. People are leaving their body and astro jumping is what I would call it, but it's astral projecting, remote viewing. I want to talk now a little bit about meditation. And when we meditate, we need to be careful on who we allow to lead us in meditation, that their intentions are good, because meditation is a form of allowing ourselves to get into a state of suggestibility. And so we're in a hypnotic state, and as we are learning more about what we're able to do and who and what we are, well, by allowing somebody to put you into a suggestive state that really isn't sure about who and what they are, they can take you out there. Or if they know what's going on, they could suggest things to you, and then you think they're of your own, and then like what they've been doing with television and programming and educational system, which I don't think any of those things are necessarily bad things, and I don't think the intentions of them were bad in the beginning. I just think that people learned more about these abilities and wanted to make people compliant, and and again, even scripture talks about it. I've been reading the book of Enoch, and it talks about the white bull and the black bull, and there's neither one is a good or bad, but then the one white bull turns into a man, meaning we all have that animalistic nature, that beast system that we overcome and then become a man, woman, able to control our emotions and understanding who and what we are. And it's just an amazing process that we're all, going through and getting through. Really, I haven't seen that one. I did just see Life Matrix is going live again, and I'm really happy to see that he's putting his voice back out there again. It's been a while, but I listened to him 3-4 years ago, and it's good to see him back out and around. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either, Jose. I've been super duper busy. So let me go back to we're done looking at the toroidal field. So you understand the 33 is a good thing. They call it a master number, well, because they probably know it's the 8, and with the 8 we know we're feeding it back inside of ourselves and making a larger toroidal field, and we want to send out love and healing and all that good stuff. Let me get back to where I was at. Where was I? This one down. There's that 8 again. Where am I? Give me a minute. Oh. Here we go. Yay! There, and that takes the fizzies out. Man, you could tell it's been a while since I've went live. Oh my goodness. But that's like, I am pretty excited that people are talking about that document and what's disclosed in it, because certain people need certain kind of proofs in order for them to have an understanding, where others can go by experience, others need the science. You know, we all need different things that help us to get it like cemented into us, so we have that understanding, and then we can then continue to grow and expand and get a better understanding of ourselves. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful, and like I said, I do recommend those two, like I said, with Beyond the Veil. And it's really interesting is that even though it's the same document, the same 28-page disclosure, they each have their own perspective on it, their own observation. So you can read it for yourself and get your own perspective and understanding of it. Your husband calls you sugar pie. It's because you're so sweet. Probably wants you to stick your finger in his coffee so that way he doesn't need any sugar. Watching, it's, wait. Rally, no one can be awake at 3 a.m. It's called witching hour for a reason. Is it 3 a.m. for you? And see, and that, all of those things, they kind of fall away. I don't, like, the good and the bad, you kind of separate yourself from that. I mean, one thing that I know for sure is we don't have any spare parts. So we can't throw away the logic side of our brain for the creative side and be off balance that way. For the longest time, we've been off balance with the left side being too heavy and the right side not, you know, holding. But now we're lifting the right side up higher and bringing down the left side. We need to use logic. We have it for a reason. That's our filter. That's what helps us seek truth and discernment. And the right side helps us with our creativity, and you know, we're harmonizing. And it can be uncomfortable at times while we're going through this balancing, recalibration, rebalancing our minds, our hearts, our bodies. All kinds of things are going on simultaneously, and it's affecting different people in different ways because we're each unique. So something that will affect me one way and will give me an observation could give somebody else a completely different observation or experience. So how many people in the room have had lucid dreaming? Yes, Life Matrix is cool, and I am glad he's back and sharing. You know, he's got a very good reputation, and I know everything will come back to him. You have? Okay, great. So lucid dreaming, then of course Dead GPK knows You become aware that you're dreaming, and you start having say so whether you're going to participate, rise above it, observe it, and be able to take back whatever the message is being sent to you. How many have had our body experiences where you actually leave your body and maybe remote view, go to I call it go to a place that's no place at a time that's no time, and then drop down into a time and then observe. And usually I have these either in meditation or sleep. They both happen in those kind of feeling. And I usually do self-meditation. I do, I'll pray and then I'll meditate, because prayer is talking and meditation for me is listening. And that's where I'll get the messages, or, drift off and see some amazing things. Sometimes, it's not so fun. Sometimes we have to see things that we don't necessarily want to see or face. But they're things we still have to reflect on and deal with. Lucid dreamings. Always in water, as it seems. Water is good. Yeah. No remote thingy either. You lucid dream all day. Life is a dream, isn't it, Rel? Well, these are some of the things that are disclosed in that document. And that's why I'm bringing it up. I'm not going to go through the document. Like I said, those two channels went through it pretty thoroughly, or are still going through it with SMQ AI, is, like I said, and his links are below, are going through it very thoroughly, and it's very interesting. I would call that like a soft disclosure. If you're looking for it, you will find it. And, he's pretty much shouting it from the rooftops, letting everybody know. And I think that's fantastic, because that's just the nudge that people need. Oh, the government and the science is all behind it. Okay, then there's something to it. And then more people will have their eyes open to it. And that's what this is about, is, we want everybody to know who and what they are and how valuable each of us are. Guess who took initiate vows in the Great Pyramid to Miss Michelle? Who? Who took their initiate vows in the Great Pyramid? Are you going to tell me Jesus did? I know that Beyond the Veil went to Egypt and did some pretty amazing, had some pretty amazing experiences, and brought back some really interesting information after they went to Egypt. Oh, you did. Wow. Wow. Did you feel anything energetically, like the vibrations that we feel like within us? I get a feeling, it's not like the ears ringing, it's like an inner vibration, like my bones are vibrating. I used to chalk it up to, oh, I just, because I'm in California, oh, we just had a little earthquake, and then bam, I'm gone, and it took me a while to get comfortable with going. I mean, everything takes time. It's a new experience, and when things like that happen, it can be pretty frightening. But then I was like, what's there to be afraid of? It's just like, lucid dreaming. I've probably been doing this the entire time, just wasn't aware of it. Just go with it, So, oh, at the Rock the Cradle concert in 1978. Okay. No, I'm still reading what you're writing, Raul. It's just there's a delay between, I think it's like 4 or 5 seconds from when I see your comment from when I'm talking. Anyways, so when I go and I have these adventures, is what I call them now, you know, I take back information now, and the ones that I feel that are important, the ones that like really stick, like you can't get them out of your mind, you can't shake them off, they won't leave you alone, then I'll finally write them down or do a video log of it, and then it'll leave me alone. So then as things come to pass, I can go back to it and say, oh, that's what that meant. I'm still trying to figure out what the blue bowling ball is. I'm thinking it's throat chakra, throat, you know, because that's our throat, or it's a different color of blue for the pineal gland, but the bowling ball turned a few different colors, and somebody was coming in and trying to steal it from me, and they were not victorious. I got it back. I won't tell you it was Jesus Christ that did the same thing I did. It seemed. That's what I asked. Did he do that too? Oh, you're going night-night. Good night, Rally. Thank you for popping in. I'm going to pop off here pretty quick. I just wanted to share the gift that I got from Tony, so I can start using it. And Josie, you probably didn't get to see it. I'll show it to you. I already unboxed it. But it's this cute little jar, and the box had all kinds of I love yous and thinking of yous and positive affirmations in the packaging. And so it also comes, she sent it with instructions, so I can read the instructions, and I'll keep everybody updated on what it does for me and how it improves things for me. And she makes it herself, so yeah, I mean, that's something we should always be supporting one another and taking care of each other. It's important that we do that, because, you know, money's called currency for a reason. It's supposed to flow, you know. I try to help people where, you know, when people need help the best they can. But we're, you know, we can only do so much as one, but my goodness, get us all together and get us all on the same page with understanding just these basic truths about ourselves, and in all of these different cultures, that they each hold a huge puzzle piece, and that when we all come together, that it's all going to be over for this what we call them, the elites, the 1%ers, or whatever. We'll all be the 1%ers, because we'll know our strengths, we'll know our abilities, and we will apply them towards our lives the way we want to, instead of the way that we're being told through programming on the television or radio frequencies or whatever mobility they've been using. You know, that time is coming to an end. And so yeah, it's pretty exciting. Also have a panel show coming up. I've got one more post to make, and it goes along with the geoengineering, with the clouds and all of that stuff. But the one I'm going to put out is also science, but it has to do with the science of what the I don't know if it's going to be able to top the CIA document release, but it's going to be the science about the way that our brain functions when we're in different states of consciousness ourselves. Like, Jose, you're very good with meditation. So if they put you on the table and ran with those CAT scans, you'd put yourself into your meditative state, and actually different areas of your brain would light up that are normally dormant. So they've done years and years of study, and they can't put their finger on why this happens. But there's a whole scientific study on it. So I want to put that out before we do the panel show. And yeah, that's going to be really great. I can't believe I'm live streaming. It's been next to forever. And I've missed Jose's last, I think, 2. I love her live streams. Yeah. If you guys watch this later, make sure that you go and check out her live streams. If you're a loving being that wants the best for everyone, she welcomes everyone. All right, guys. You've probably had enough of me for tonight. Yes? That's pretty much all I wanted to share, was the 33 inverted meets the 8. So keep that in mind. Remember that you can remote view, you can astral project, lucid dream, pray in the heavenly languages. You have help. All you have to do is ask for it. When you pray, you're asking. Meditate, you're listening. You will get the answers to anything you're looking for. Everything you're looking for is inside of you already, just waiting for you to ask and for it to be revealed. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I know this one was short, but small beginnings. Oh, and my fence is up. I'm back. My fence is fixed. So, yeah. Woo! Thank goodness. Have yourselves a wonderful night, guys.